Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another part of No One But You, and some serious stuff has been happening in these past couple of parts. Megumi has told us her past, something that she's bottled up mostly since all this stuff happened, and really didn't want to tell anybody about. And you know, it's pretty goddamn tragic. I can only imagine what I'd pretty much assumed had happened, but it's strange that someone like him would be able to work in the same school as where he committed a murder. Like, I mean, you always got to give people second chances, but I don't know. That's the only unplausible thing in this scenario. Like, him getting away with it is one thing, but him actually going to jail for it, which is strange. Like, maybe he got off on like manslaughter or something like that. But yeah, they would never ever like, I mean, the social justice system or just the justice, not the social justice warrior system. No, the actual judicial system is fucking weird, and crazier things happen in a sense. Sorry, I didn't think. I think I may have gotten a little off topic there. It's a long story, so it's hard to keep on track without leaving out any details. Why? I clutched my hands tight as I had continued to do during Megumi's recollection. I could feel my hands going white and my nails threatening to break the skin. Hideaki, what do you mean why? What do you think I mean? Why would a person like that? Why would anybody do such a horrible thing to another human being? Why would your parents choose to live in grief rather than be thankful for the daughter they still have? Why would the police ever let any inhuman monster like that out of prison? Why? Just why? I screamed at Megumi as a few tears began to stream down my cheeks. My face was hot, and I had no idea what kind of awful expression I was making. Even so, Hideaki, he just smiled at me. After telling such an emotive and depressing story, after seeing my face riddled with anguish and empathy, Megumi smiled. I wish I could tell you, Hideaki. I don't know why my parents feel the way they do, and I hope I never have to find out. I don't know why Mr. Ketsuna was let go either. With all of the evidence stacked against him, it seems inconceivable that he would get out of prison, let alone teach again. Yeah, in the same place, too? Oh, man. I don't know, like, this is gonna turn bad. Like, this, you think that this is the resolution? It's not. That's the scary part. That is the biggest scary part of this. I'm sorry that I'm not as happy as I normally am in my videos. This is not something I take lightly. At all. Honestly, I don't think I can answer any of your questions. I simply don't have the answers. Even so, thank you, Hideaki. Huh? I don't understand. Why are you... Hideaki, when my sister died, I thought my life was over. I thought that I would never... Oh gosh, I would never smile again. That I had nothing to live for. Further to that, even my parents shunning me. With even my parents shunning me, I was truly alone for the first time in my life. I was devastated, isolated, exiled. I desperately craved the attention, the warmth of another human being. And the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one I was waiting for. And he continued to smile, not hesitating in the least to speak such embarrassing lines. I know it sounds corny, but I truly believe that what I experienced was love at first sight. Now, like I was saying, I think I said a little bit last part, obviously it is just that, right? It could just be that the allure of him not only being a relatively good looking guy, but also the fact that there was no preconceived notion, no history or anything. She found somebody that came into her life that accepted her for who she was, and that is a very like positive thing, and love can blossom from that. Now obviously you can look at the cynical side of it and say, well, she was just looking for an escape, and that's what Hideaki is. He's just some sort of escape, that he was there and she took advantage of him and his newness and everything. But I don't want to look at it that way. And it's definitely not yandere. That's for sure. As time went on, I thought that feeling would fade. I thought I'd realize that it was just physical attraction, or that I was mistaken. And yet, the more I learned about you, the stronger my feelings grew. Hideaki Naoto, a pure, innocent, kind, helpful boy who's fun to be around. Someone who can go at my pace, yet take control when things go wrong. You put up with my selfishness, yet you've never been afraid to speak your mind. You softly reprimand me, making me want you to scold me all the more. And then finally today, cried for me. You defended me when I needed you most. You got angry for my sake. You cried over the pain I felt. You listened in silence as I told you everything. Hideaki, now more than ever, I'm absolutely certain that I love you. From start to finish, Megumi's happily confessed her feelings. Her teary eyes, blushing cheeks, and smiling lips all filled me with uncontrollable anxiety as I returned her loving gaze with quiet shock. However, knowing that I couldn't remain that way forever, I gave her the only answer I could think of. Aww. Yeah, go on. Good on you, dude. That's a great way of doing that. Give her a kiss. Without saying a word, I took Megumi by the arms and stole her lips. She was surprised at first and almost jumped back, but as soon as she realized what was happening, Megumi forcefully returned my embrace. Her soft lips pressed up against mine, leaving no space between us. I could feel every inch of her warm body pressing up against mine. Even Megumi's heartbeat, or Megumi, sorry, was clearly felt by my body, beating wildly as she tightened her grip, unwilling to let go. But as she squeezed the air from my lungs, I had little choice but to go against her. Wow. Whoa. Calm down, Megumi. Let me breathe once in a while, okay? I know I was the one who started it, but still. No, I'm sorry. It's just, I've dreamt about this for a long time, for so long, I guess I got a little too excited. You've dreamt about us kissing? Yes, among other things. Uh-oh, not good, not good. She starts saying those things while our bodies are pressed up against like this. He is bound to feel my... But that isn't what I meant. Eh? What I mean to say is, I've dreamt about my first kiss, about my first boyfriend. It's not that rare for a high school girl to think that way, I know, but for someone like me, cast away from everyone who cares about, honestly, Hideaki, if I didn't have you, I don't know what I'd do. Megumi. So that's how it is. I kind of figured from her story, but I understand now that why Megumi has been so clingy and friendly. For someone who has lost everything, it's only natural that she feel desperate for companionship, whether in form of love or just friendship. Like I said this way earlier in a couple of few parts ago. This is the real reason why she's so clingy. The reason why she's going through my phone and, like, all that type of stuff. I'm glad that it, like, obviously some people will be sad that she hasn't turned out to be just this, like, psychotic thing, but, you know, I I truly believe that, sometimes people are just generally the life of the party. They are the people that you want to surround yourself with because they're so energetic. They're so happy. But, everybody has a demon. Everybody does. And yet Hideaki, what's wrong? Megumi, I need to apologize. Hmm? You do? But you've done nothing wrong, Aki. How I wish that were true. Megumi, the truth is, I couldn't stand you. Huh? This is going to be hard, but after her being this honest with me, I owe her the truth. I mean, from the moment we met, you've been loud, clingy, and I had had serious boundary issues. You invited yourself into my house, you misled people, my mother included, into thinking we had a relationship. At times, you even pushed my other friends away. Even so, I did like you, so I convinced myself that after we started dating, you would change. You wouldn't be so needy. And yet, by the time summer break was over, I couldn't wait to get away from you. Hideaki? Yumi's voice cracked a little as she spoke my name. That's why, when you were so troubled by that man, I didn't notice. I didn't notice the harassment my girlfriend was enduring. All I could think about was my own damn freedom. I was honestly relieved that you were depressed. If it meant that having you tone everything down, I thought it might be for the best. But that was unbelievably selfish of me. I should have told you straight how I felt. I should have just been honest with you from the start. Instead, I just kept deceiving you, pretending that everything was all right. Right up until the moment I burst in here. It's just been one deception after another. I've been the worst boyfriend ever. That's why I'm sorry for everything I've done and everything I failed to do. Megumi stared at me silently as I finished speaking. The same silence I so craved not so long ago, a fantasy where Megumi was present, filled the room. But with the next word to be spoken likely to be an expletive, a condemnation, perhaps silence would be for the best. Even if I've hurt Megumi, we couldn't continue like we were. She needed to know the truth, no matter the cost. I only hope that she can find it in her heart to forgive me. Is that so? Megumi looked at me with teary eyes, trying her best not to cry. Her lips quivered as she spoke, and I could see her hands trembling by her sides. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, Hideaki. You've done nothing wrong. I was the one in the wrong, forcing myself on you like that. No, Don't deny it. I know how unreasonable I've been. If anything, I'm glad you told me that, Hideaki. After all, I need to know these things if I'm going to become your bride. Huh? Megumi, I'm glad you can still joke like that, but I'm not joking. I know I've said and done a lot of stupid things, but I've never lied about how I feel about you. Besides, even if you didn't like me in the beginning, or you started to resent me, all that matters is that how you feel about me right now. And whether you say it or not, your lips have already told me everything I need to know. At any rate, Aki, even if you've made some mistakes, I'm hardly in a position to judge. Neither one of us is perfect, and I love you all the same. Megumi's tears had dried up, yet her face remained flushed and red. Despite the ease with which she said such things, her embarrassment was obvious, and Megumi looked like she might collapse at any minute. After the emotional roller coaster she had been on, and the physical hardships she had endured, Megumi needed to rest, even if she even if she hadn't yet realized it herself. So, where do we go from here? If that was a breakup kiss, I'm gonna demand a do-over. Smiling like her old self, Megami showed no signs of her previous dismay as she continued her usual humor. Is that so? And what if it wasn't? Then I'm going to pay you back in turn for taking my first kiss. So we're kissing either way. Isn't that a given? When a couple have a fight, they kiss and make up. Isn't that how it goes? Actually, I have heard a saying like that. Of course, even if that was a real saying, Megami could still use it to her advantage. And just this once, I'll gladly let her. Aww. Problem is there's still more to this story. Yeah, it's July again. Okay, no, it's August. It's so weird. It's been going back and forth. All right, class. That's all from me. Please prepare for your next lesson. As our first class for the day ended, so too did our time with Mr. Ketsuna. Although he now teaches several subjects, today we only have him for one class in homeroom, making today an easy day to sit through. Better yet... Oh, and Megumi, could you... Nope. Megumi has learned to stand up to Mr. Ketsuna once more. Megumi. That's Miss Hinahara, sensei. Miss Hinahara, I understand that you have things to do, but first... Sorry, sensei. Student council work awaits me. Though, if you need help that badly, I'm sure you can find some other volunteers in this class. Right, girls? Yes, absolutely! I'll help out! Count me in! Please let us help, sensei! Clearly, all the female students sound like this! No, that's... Hey, don't be stingy! If Megami can do it, so can we! That's right, or is sensei saying that we aren't good enough? No, it's not like that, I just... Great! Let's go then, shall we? Oh my god. Man, I'm really sorry. Like, we just had this really, really nice, cute, emotional scene after all the darkness, and now I'm doing silly, silly voices again. You know what? Speaks to my character, I guess. Dragged by each arm, Mr. Ketsuna was forcibly escorted out of the classroom by two of the girls he had charmed on his first day. He glanced back in desperation, only to see Megami smirking and waving goodbye. Worked like a charm. I'm getting pretty good at this, if I do say so myself. No kidding. Mr. Ketsuna never knew what hit him. It's his own fault for being such a charmer. And now that that hindrance is gone, there's nobody left to get between me and Aki. Huh? Megumi, we're still in the classroom, you know. So what? What does that have to do with anything? You didn't think I was alluding to something perverted, did you? Oh, of course not. You would never do that. Well, I could feel that sarcasm from across the room. Just how much of a pervert is our class rep? Hey, I'm not a pervert. I just have a healthy interest in Hideaki, that's all. Don't you mean you have a healthy interest in sex or in the other gender? Nope. Never mind. I'm out of here. I came over because I thought you two were having fun, but not that kind of fun. Yui, wait, it's not like that. Perhaps I misjudged Yui. It seems she knows better than to get in the way of our flirting after all. Oi, Megumi. What? Did you want Yui to join in? I think it's a little early in our relationship for a three-way. Jesus Christ! Well, I can never unhear that. And I know for a fact that I'll be thinking of it when I go to bed tonight. Megumi and Yui, huh? Hideaki, what's with that creepy grin on your face? I love you and all, but seriously, you're scaring the children. Oh god, did I just get called creepy by Megami? The girl who stalked me, crept into my bed, hugged me on our first meeting, and went through my underwear. Just called me creepy? Anyway, I wasn't kidding about that student council work.
I know it's only a short break, but try not to miss me too much, okay?
Ah, sure. I'll just make do with your photo until you get back.
That's the spirit. Make sure to keep it PG-13, okay?
Just go already.
Later.
I like her. I actually really like her. I think she's really, really good. They happily skipped out of the classroom, wearing a delighted grin as she giggled the entire way to the student council room. What a handful. Megumi calmed down a fair bit recently, but given her period of near depression, even this much feels like a natural disaster. All right. Second day of August for like the third time. Broken clock. With another school day having passed without incident, I slept with welcome ease, plagued by not a single negative thought. Having lots of positive dream thoughts. But anyway, that will be it for today's part. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, and stay frosty.